It is so hot out here. Wow. We've been out in the desert for almost a month now, and we are starting to get very hungry. I all the supplies I packed and everything that it's starting to run out, and I just don't know what we're going to do. Well, that was the feeling of all of us out here, and we started complaining. But as we were complaining, we decided that we needed to really talk to who was really in charge, and to us that was Moses. He's the one who brought us out here, so we went to him and complained. Yep, it's his fault we're out here and we're all going to starve. Why couldn't he have just left us in Egypt and we could have had all the cucumbers and the leeks and fish and everything? Oh. So we were complaining. And you know what? He didn't get angry with us. He went and he talked to God. And God told him, you know what? I got a plan. God's got a plan. Okay. So Moses, what's up with the plan? So here's what God told Moses. He said that every day we could go out into the desert early in the morning. We'd leave our tents out and go out there, and we were going to find some stuff. And we were like, what stuff? He says, you go and look. Okay. And so that wasn't all of it, though. In the evening, God was going to send quail. Now, there's a lot of them. That's going to be a lot of quail. And then in the morning, he's going to send something else. We don't even know what it is yet. So that evening, guess what? There was this wind that came across the desert, and the sky got kind of dark, and all these quail came in. Everyone had quail. Then in the morning, we all got up. It's like, okay, God said there was going to be something out here in the morning. So we got up and we went out here and we looked in the desert, and all around us was this little white stuff. It looked kind of like coriander seed, and it was kind of whitish. It's like, oh, well, that's interesting. What is it? That's what everyone kept saying. What is it? What is it? Moses told us that God sent it for us, and well, we decided to call it manna because in our language, manna means what is it? So we started gathering up the manna, and we gathered up about an omer's worth. He told us to gather up enough for the day, and so we gathered up what we needed for the day for our families to eat, and we took it home, and that's amazing stuff. This what is it? This manna. Yeah, you can bake it, you can broil it, you can cook it, you can mold it, you can make things, make shapes out of it, and it tastes really good. It tasted like sweet wafers baked with honey. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was excellent. And so I was kind of thinking, what if I run out? So I gathered up some extra, and I had it with me, and I was thinking, you know what? If I just leave this over here to the side, in the morning I can wake up and have a nice bite of what is it? But Moses had said, don't keep any overnight. That's what God told him. He said, don't keep any overnight because it's going to stink and it's going to have worms. Well, I wasn't really trusting Moses too much. But guess what? I woke up in the morning and I grabbed my what is it, and oh, wow, that was horrible stuff. There were worms growing in it and moving all about. Woo! Had to throw it out, man. We made the whole village stink. So I'm not doing that again. I'm going to trust what God said. I'm not gathering any. I'm not gathering enough to keep it overnight. No, I'll go out and I'll gather enough for each day. worth. And so that's what we did. But there was another stipulation. When it came to Friday, we had to gather twice as much. Why do we need to gather twice as much? Because we needed enough extra for Sabbath. We're going to let that go overnight. Oh, what if it stinks tomorrow? God said it wasn't going to stink. Next morning, it was all going to be okay. And so on Friday, we called that the preparation day. And so on Friday, we gathered twice as much, and we took it home, and our wives took and made extra, and they baked it, boiled it, and made our food for the next day. And we set it aside. We left it overnight. And you know what? Next morning, it didn't stink. It was perfect. Oh, it was so delicious. I think I could live off of manna for the next 40 years, no problem. Well, you know what? There were some of us, I ain't going to mention names, but my friend Bobby, he decided to go out and he didn't gather enough on Friday, and so he went out on Sabbath and he went to look for some. No, it wasn't there. You know what? Moses got angry. He said, God told you not to go out on Sabbath. It's a day of rest. We're supposed to relax. We're supposed to trust that God is going to take care of us. And so my friend Bobby, he got in trouble, but God forgave him this once. Hopefully he doesn't do it again. And so we have learned our lesson. We'll get quail in the evening. We'll get manna in the morning. We're going to trust what God says. And hopefully we're not going to complain anymore. I hope. Okay, so have you memorized your memory verse? If you will call the Sabbath a delight. Here, I should read this directly from here. If you call the Sabbath a delight, you will find your joy in the Lord. So remember that. We want to gather our manna all during the week. Do you know that manna, it means it's the bread of heaven? Jesus called it the bread of heaven. And then Jesus said that he is the bread that came from heaven. And so we're to gather our bread every day. And so when you study your Bibles in the morning, you're gathering the bread of heaven. And so remember that we need to spend time with Jesus. And if we call the Sabbath a delight, remembering that Jesus saved us and that he takes care of us, you will find your joy in the Lord. And that's found in Isaiah 58, 13, and 14. Okay, I'm glad you could join me out here in the desert. And I hope you have a wonderful Sabbath day. God bless.